Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Discover ASEA presentation. Very excited to have you on the call. Big warm welcome to all of our associates that are dialing in from all over the world, from right across North America, Canada, Australia into Asia. Big warm welcome to all of you. But a particular welcome to our guests that are maybe listening to this information for the very first time. This webinar is for you. Well, before I get into it, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Ireland. I now live in Dallas, Texas with my beautiful wife and my little leprechaunettes, and of course the little puppy Evie. And as far as this presentation is concerned, I think what's important to know is that I've been associated with this amazing technology that we're going to talk about, ASEA, for almost 11 years. And I can promise you it never gets old. It's one of the most amazing stories that we get to tell. What I'm going to talk to you about here is unwrapping one of the most significant health, athletic, and anti-aging breakthroughs of our time. This is a new category of science, a new technology that is literally 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. One of my favorite things to point out is this technology, science said for 2 decades, it could not be done. It was impossible. Now, of course, breakthroughs create opportunity. The bigger the breakthrough, the bigger the financial opportunity. And so we're going to take, at the end of this, we're going to introduce you a little bit to the tremendous financial opportunity that this breakthrough has created. And in the middle, we're going to get to the favorite part of the call for everybody, and that's hearing another life changed. And we're going to be joined by Julie Moon from Colorado, sharing what this technology has done for her. So let's get into it. I always like to start by really getting clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin supplement, a mineral, an antioxidant, an exotic juice. It's not an essential oil, or it's not a CBD oil. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things. I'm just saying ASEA is not any of those. This is a new technology that really goes beyond nutrition and beyond ingredients. It's also not a drug. And I'll tell you why it's not a drug for 2 reasons. Number one, ASEA is not a treatment or cure for any disease or medical condition. It's a holistic product that enhances the body's ability to take care of itself. Okay, so it's a total different classification of product. It's also not a drug because there's zero toxicity with this technology. There are no toxic side effects with ASEA, and we'll explain that in a little bit more detail. But what you're going to learn is ASEA Redox can do things that no other product can do because it contains things that no other product contains. Now, to understand this technology, we've got to grasp the concept of cell signaling. Your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells pass tremendous amounts of information throughout the body, okay? Any breakdown in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. Now, the simple analogy I like to give is your home's on fire, and you call the fire department, okay? Now, they're there with their big red truck and the firefighters and the fire hose and the ladder and everything they need to put out the fire. But what if you have a bad cell signal? You know, what if you're carrying one of these and you've only got 1 bar or no bar? Maybe the call keeps dropping, or maybe there's a crossed line and there's mixed up communication. The bottom line is the fire department don't get the message and your home goes up in smoke. Now, while most of the health world is talking about the fire truck, we are the only company in the world talking about this critical cell signal. And we have the only technology in the world that can actually amplify and clarify this critical cell signal. Now, we do this through a set of molecules called redox signaling molecules. Now, everything happens at the cellular level. You want a healthy heart? Have healthy heart cells. You want a healthy brain? Have healthy brain cells. So as science looks deeper inside the cell, they have discovered a very special set of molecules called redox signaling molecules. Now, imagine your cells are little bags of salt water. And inside the cells, you've got your mitochondria. This is your little electrical power plant that produces your body's natural source of energy. As this production's going on, the mitochondria is spinning out these redox signaling molecules. So there's a couple of things to note here from this slide. Number one, We're talking about your cells being little bags of salt water. Those two words are going to be very important in just a minute or two, salt and water. And out of that salt water, you're making these molecules. So these molecules are native to your body. Now this goes beyond all natural. A blueberry is all natural, but your body doesn't make blueberries, okay? And so this goes beyond all natural and is native to your body. You're making these molecules right now. You may say, well, if I'm making the molecules right now, why are we talking about it? Well, we've got some challenges. We're aging, okay? About every decade that we're alive, we make 10% less of these molecules. Add on top of that, stress. Add on top of that, environmental toxins in the air, in the soils, all of these environmental toxins that are going on. And as a result of all of this, we begin to make less of these molecules. Our cells don't signal and work as well as they used to, and the whole cellular healing process becomes slow and it becomes sluggish. As a result, you begin to see and you begin to feel the effects of aging. So at this point, common sense should probably kick in, and you go, well, let's take a redox signaling supplement. Look, we've been taking vitamin supplements for 100 years. We've been taking antioxidant supplements for 30, 40 years. Why not take a redox signaling supplement? Well, remember I said for 2 decades, science said this technology was impossible. Let me explain that in a little bit more detail. These molecules are also known as reactive oxygen species, okay? They're very reactive. They're fleeting in nature. Think of making a spark. You get 2 pieces of flint, you knock them together, you make a little spark. How do you capture that spark in a glass jar and bring it to the party at the weekend to light the barbecue? You can't. It's a spark. It's fleeting, okay? So these molecules, I call them fleeting angels. They do their good work and then they're gone. So how do you stabilize something so reactive, so fleeting? Well, science said it was impossible. Well, we did it. The impossible became possible. And we created the world's first and only redox signaling supplement. I uttered those words for the first time in May of 2009. And that is true today, almost 11 years later. Still today, there's no other company in the world that has achieved this breakthrough, creating a balanced set of redox signaling molecules and putting them in a bottle. Now, I don't want to get lost in the science here, but I do want to draw your attention to a very important thing. If we look at a bottle of ASEA, most people are trained to turn it around and read the ingredients. We think nutrition. Well, what does it contain? What fruits and berries are in this? How much vitamin C is in this product? Well, this is not a nutritional supplement. This is a cell signaling supplement. And so if you look at the ingredients, it says water and sodium chloride, salt and water. Now, because we've already discussed that your cells make these molecules out of the salt water in the cell, it should be pretty obvious that those are the basic ingredients that we use to make these molecules. In fact, they are the only ingredients that you can use to make these molecules. You can't make these molecules out of blueberries and strawberries or flour and eggs, okay? You've got to use salt and water because they're basically made up of sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. That's the ingredients, okay? So we start with salt and water, but we take that salt water through a very complex 3-step process to basically contain trillions and trillions of these stabilized molecules, and we put them in our beautiful blue bottle. Now, just to show you how complex this science is, it took us another 5 years to go from the bottle to the gel. Another 5 years, okay, just to be able to take this technology from the drink to the gel. Now, both of these technologies, same technology, just 2 delivery systems. Cellular health from the inside out with the ASEA Redox water, and cellular health from the outside in with the Renew 28 topical gel. Both of these technologies are heavily patented, and we also certify that these products do indeed contain the molecules that we're talking about, these redox signaling molecules. We went to one of the top independent testing labs in the country, and they certify and verify that these products do indeed that they are indeed redox signaling molecules. Now, we've also done some pretty cool science on our products. We went to Torrent Labs, you've probably never heard of them, but you've probably heard of Ancestry.com. So Torrent Labs do a lot of the research behind the scenes. And Torrent Labs, they did an 8-week study to see, does drinking ASEA Redox impact your gene signaling pathways? These are the pathways where your communication, where you're communicating, where you're expressing the information of how to run your body, how to run the immune system, how to run the cardiovascular system, how to run the digestive system, the hormone modulation. And what we discovered is that we could increase these critical signaling pathways by up to 31%. That, guys, is a staggering number. And again, impacting these 5 very, very important areas of health, okay? So not only is it a cell signaling technology, it even signals to the profound depths of the genetic level. Now, just one of these gene signaling pathways opens up another 15 pathways. So the EGR1 pathway is just one of the pathways, opens up another 15. You can see insulin signaling. When you eat something, there is signaling involved to tell your body how much insulin to produce, okay? Human thyroid stimulation, ovarian infertility genes. You've got the NRF2 pathway, that's the one I've circled here. This is all to do with antioxidants. And we knew from previous studies that drinking ASEA can increase glutathione efficacy. Glutathione is the master antioxidant. It's the king of antioxidants. We can increase that by up to 800% effectiveness. And also lowering oxidized LDL and oxidized DNA. So although there are no antioxidants in ASEA Redox, its impact on our antioxidant health is absolutely astonishing. Okay, very, very powerful antioxidant product, even though it doesn't contain antioxidants, but it's working with your body's natural resources.